All right, Kevin. What's up? What's up? This is Billy Boy on the What's Up show. I just want to have a little chit chat with you in my apartment here today.
All right, Billy boy, what's up? Show in the house. I'm here for it. What's on your mind?
Well, here's the deal. My birthday was August the 8th. That was Saturday. And so I decided to go up to the casino and do a little gambling here. I think there's something called
Hmm.
Yama something like that casino up here
Yeah,
near
yeah.
Riverside. Is there a casino like that?
One sec, let me double check. Ah, sounds like you're talking about Yamava Resort and Casino, right outside of San Bernardino. Big
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, that
Sounds
yeah, that place right there.
that sounds like quite the setting for a birthday. I'm curious. What happened when you got there?
Well, here's the thing. I got there and I didn't know that that casino is only 1 hour away from my house.
Ah,
Yeah, I've been driving all the way down to Las Vegas, 3 hours, and to the state line 3 hours, through that 130-degree heat, desert and stuff. And they got a
ah.
super five-star casino and hotel only 1 hour away from my house down in San Bernardino.
So it's a pretty convenient location, sounds like.
Yeah, and I used the GPS to get me there. I mean, there's a lot of freeways and stuff where you had to transition, off the 10 into the 210 and then 215 and all that kind of business. But I did get up in there and they had a nice parking area and everything. And there was like all hundreds and hundreds of slot machines. It was gorgeous.
Wow. Sounds like it made an immediate impression.
Yeah, but I didn't spend any time down there because, the rooms are $500 or $600 a night. So what I did is I reserved 3 nights down at the Signature Inn down near Fantasy Springs in Indio. So that's what I did.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Smart move. Yeah, keep it comfortable without dropping too much cash. Sounds like a reasonable way to celebrate.
All right, and so I won about $1,000 up at the Yamava, uh, the casino. So then I decided to take and drive. So it was only like 60 some miles to the Yamava, the one in San Bernardino. And then when I got
Right.
back on the freeway and all, it was 68 more miles to Fantasy Springs.
Uh, so you did a little casino hop for your birthday.
Yeah,
How was the energy like?
it was nice. It was nice. My truck ran nice. There was no leaks or anything. The truck ran beautifully. I changed the windshield wiper motors thing on there, and my friend he fixed the leak in the oil pan and all that. Everything the truck ran absolutely wonderful, and I got down to the Fantasy Spring in about 2 hours.
Sounds like a smooth trip. Good vibes on the road. That kind of calm before the casino buzz. How did things go once you hit the floor?
Well, then I got out and they I got there about 2:30 and all. They have an early check-in at Signature, and they charge you $50. But they went ahead and let me go on into the hotel without charging me an early fee. I went in the casino floor and all, and started gambling, and I started to notice something.
Hmm. Would you notice?
I noticed that these slot machines, they're rigged.
Oh, wow. What gave you that feeling?
Well, when I went in there, I noticed that most of the machines, well, the ones that I play, I'm an old school type slot player and all,
Right.
and most of the machines require you to put in 9 coins or $9, right, for
Right.
each pool. I mean, before it was, you could put $1 in for one pool, or
Hmm.
$2 in for two pulls. This thing wants $9. Now, it it has a bonus stuff on it that it will reward you, but it's not going to reward you any bonus or any prizes or anything unless you put $8 to $9 in there.
Ah, I hear the frustration, especially if you're used to the older style machines and lower minimums.
That's right. And so, I did find about a dozen old style machines. They were hidden. I had to go find them, but they were hidden, throughout the casino. And those machines would not pay out anything. You could sit there for hours and put $1 in and $1 in, and it just kept giving you near misses. And I sat there and it would give you near misses the whole doggone day.
Oof, that sounds exhausting. Sounds like you were really putting in the time and not saying anything come back. What did you do after that?
Well, then I took a tour of the casino and looked around to see what type of machines it were. And about two-thirds of the machines are penny machines. And those are the worst odds for, the worst return for player, or RTP for player, is the penny machines. But that's the ones that the casino makes the most money on, because people think that since they're playing a penny machine, that they're not going to lose a lot of money. And that's a lie.
I see what you're saying. It feels cheap on the surface, but adds up fast. Sounds like that didn't sit right with you.
That's right. I went to a penny machine. First, it's got so much stuff on the machine. It was very confusing. And had all these buttons where you could put in 100 pennies, 200, 500, 800, 1,000
Right.
pennies. And so I put $100 bill in a penny machine, and it ate my stuff up in about 2 minutes. It took all $100 in just about 2 minutes. It was quicker to lose my $100 on a penny machine than it was on a dollar, a $5, $10, $25 machine.
Ooh, that sounds like it hit you hard. Sounds like it left you feeling pretty raw after seeing that happen so quickly.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I don't play cards, so I'm not, I don't know nothing about blackjack and all these card games that they play. But they got a lot of card games and stuff on these slot machines. So people that don't know how to play cards and stuff, about half the machines is card stuff. So that knocked me out. And then I
Hmm.
don't play Keno, so there was a whole bunch of people playing Keno that knocked me out. And Baccarat and all the rest of that, roulette wheel. I don't play none of those table games and stuff. I don't play
Yeah,
poke. I
sounds
don't play poker. I'm just a regular old school with the three wheels and the line, and that's what I play. Old school.
yeah, sounds like an old school purist, and sounds like the modern mix just didn't match what you love about it.
Right, and all the modern machines are being phased out.
Hmm.
So when you get on these machines, I mean, I went to the high limit room, and they got a few of slot machines where you put $100 in per pull. They even got one in there for $1,000. I'm not gonna put. I'm not gonna bet $1,000 a pull. I'm not gonna bet $500 a pull, and I very
Right.
rarely gonna put $100 in there per pull. But I have found out that a lot of the machines in the high limit room, they're all rigged too.
Let me check something real quick. I hear why it felt that way. Modern slots are built to nudge higher bets, and penny doesn't really mean cheap. Outcomes are random within a house edge, but it can still feel relentless. The good news is you had the win at Yamava and got the birthday trip in, and maybe you learned a bit about the machines you enjoy and which ones you don't.
Well, here's the thing. I took $9,000 up there, right? And
Yep.
as of yesterday, I still had 9,000. I won and lost, and I still had $9,000. So uh, Sunday night, I felt kind of bad because I'm thinking, okay, I've been here for 3 days, and I won and I lost, and I won and I lost. and I'm still at $9,000. So I just got this feeling in my stomach, like it's like, well, why did I come up here? I didn't really win anything because I broke even,
Hmm.
and I didn't lose anything. I mean, everything is paid for. So I decided to get up. I wrote a letter to my friend. I says, okay, I could sit here and watch, what's it, Indiana Jones? Indiana Jones was on the TV set, and there was a lot of his old movies.
Right.
And I said, well, I could just lay up here and watch Indiana Jones, and then I'll go to sleep, and then wake up the next day and then eat a breakfast and drive home with my $9,000. Or I can get up here at 10 p.m. and go gamble, and I know that I'm gonna lose it. That I know I'm gonna lose this $1,000. I'm gonna lose this $1,000, but I'm just gonna get on on these machines and gamble for an hour, knowing that I'm gonna lose this $1,000, and then at least I'll know that I can confirm that these machines are crooked, and I'll never come back to the machines again until next year on my birthday. That's what I decided to do.
Sounds like you were really wrestling with yourself in that moment. Like, part of you wanted peace and protect your night, and another part wanted to know, get some kind of clarity. What did that moment feel like right before you made the choice?
Well, I got an anxiety attack, right? So
Hmm.
I was fearful. I just knew I was gonna lose $1,000. I should have just went out and the first person I seen, I should have said, here's $1,000. I went to the casino and gave 10 people $100 to make me feel good. Because I knew I was gonna lose this $1,000. I knew it. But and I got this anxiety attack, and then I did not look at my phone. I should have looked at my telephone because my best friend did email me back, send me a message back, and she recommended that I take and just watch the movie and just stay in bed. But I didn't read it until this morning, right?
Uh, that
So
makes sense.
so anyway, I went to the casino and I went on the regular dollar machines, and of course, all it did for 1 hour was just take my money. I didn't win. I didn't even get a. I only got maybe two line hits. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about these machines. You ready for this, Kevin?
Go for it.
All right. So say that the machine says that you need to put in $9 per pull. So you put in $9, and then you win a jackpot, and the jackpot's $5. But wait a minute, you've made a $9 bet, but you won the jackpot. You got $5. So you do it again, and you win another jackpot, and it's $8. And then you do it again, and you win another jackpot, and it's $10. So you think that because the machine is ding ding and bing binging that you won the jackpot, that you're winning, when actually every time you pull, you lose $1 or two.
Sounds like the way it's presented felt misleading to you. Like the celebration didn't match the reality.
Right. So I might sit there and in nine pools, I won't win nothing in nine pools. Then on the 10th pool, I win $90. But look, it cost me $90 to do the 10 pulls. So I'm not actually winning nothing. It's just leading me by pulling me by the nose and just leading me down. And I just kept pushing the button, and I could just see the steady decline in my balance. It just kept getting lower and lower and lower. I
Uh,
I'd go up $2 and go back three. Go up two more, go back three. Go up $8, come back nine. And all the time the machine is going, oh, you're a winner, when really I'm taking 1 foot, 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's the way these machines operate.
Sounds like that back and forth, the little ups and bigger downs were messing with your head. I'm wondering if underneath all of that, it left you feeling more worn out or more disappointed.
Yeah, I felt worn out. I felt disappointed. I know that I was being cheated, but I just kept going. There's this gambling pride of something in me that kept me going. It's like I kept putting my hand in the fire, but I knew that when I put my hand in that fire, it's going to get burned, and I just kept putting my hand in there. There's something wrong with me.
Let me take a moment. What you just described doesn't sound like something wrong with you. It sounds like you noticed that pattern and that tug that a lot of people feel, and you were even aware of it while it was happening. A couple of things caught my ear. You said, "I knew I was going to lose $1,000 before you even went down." That's not chasing a win. That's something more like trying to prove a point to yourself. I'm curious, when you think about that proof, what was it that you were hoping to prove?
I was hoping to prove that I could prove that slot machines are rigged. I didn't want to think that. I was thinking that maybe I was putting some skill in there or something. But all I'm doing is just sitting at the machine and I'm just pressing the button. There's no skill in sitting in the machine and pushing the button and letting the machine do what it's going to do to you. There's no skill at all. I'm thinking that there was some kind of skill because, see, I did that for the last 3 days and I broke even. I'm thinking that all the money that I lost and all the money that I won, I'm still broke even. I think I accomplished something, but I really didn't accomplish nothing at all.
Let me check one thing. Honestly, I think you did. You learned something real about yourself. That slots aren't skill based for you, and that you don't actually like how that feels. Breaking even for 3 days doesn't actually prove the machines are rigged, but it does show variance in that you can walk away. And you notice the moment your mood shifted from fun to prove it. That awareness is worth a lot. If next year is about your birthday, not proving anything, what would a good time look like, even if the money side stays flat?
Well, here's the thing. I translated my gambling into not being loved, right? Not having any friends, not having anybody paying attention to me. Because see, when I win on a slot machine, people notice me. They kind of like me. They're more attentive to me because I'm winning a lot of money. They want to be around me, right? Same thing with my
Hmm.
birthday. It's my birthday. I'm the special person of the day. People want to be around me. They want to give me presents and stuff. And most of my life, I've had absolutely wonderful birthdays. But since my parents has died, and most of my friends have died, right? And the only friends that I have are, a lot of them are on their deathbed now. I don't have anybody that really loves me or notices any of my accomplishments or anything. So when I do stuff, and I do a lot of stuff, the only way that I can see my accomplishment is what people say about me. So that's why I have this YouTube channel I'm doing, which is another thing, right? I used to get like about 10,000 people that view me every day on my YouTube, and it's like a drug. Every day I'm trying to keep my viewership at 10,000 views. But since I've been gone for the last 2 or 3 days and haven't put on any shows or anything, my views have gone down to like I'm only about 400 or 500 views a day. So that's very low, right? I only got 400 or 500 views right now versus my 10,000 that I normally do because I haven't been doing it for a couple of days. So I feel let down by my audience. Uh, I feel let down by the slot machines because I know that all they do is take up my money. I feel let down by my friends and family because nobody said happy birthday to me, and I spent my birthday by myself alone in a hotel.
Let me check. Thank you for sharing that. That sounds heavy, and it sounds like it's about more than gambling. It sounds like there's a want or a need to be seen. The jackpot, the birthday, the views, all of that seems like different ways of checking, do I matter to people? That's human. And I want to be careful here because chasing that feeling in places that can't really give it to you can get exhausted. One thing that stood out, your friend did reach out, even if you didn't see it at the time. And breaking even is something a lot of gamblers don't manage. I'm curious, when you strip away the machines and the view counts, what kind of recognition actually feels nourishing to you? Not just momentarily quiets the ache.
Well, I had my vice. Like right here, I had my Jack Daniels and all. I like to drink, right? So I like to drink my alcohol and feel good. I like to drink my beer, my Budweiser. All right. I like to be around women. I like to look at women
Mm-hmm.
and all. But see, I was trying to pick up some women, or well, I was trying to talk to some women, but I noticed that in the casino, most of the women are big and fat, and they're old and they're married. A lot of them look like they're Asian or Korean, this type of stuff, and they have no personality. And when I'm walking through the casino, people look at me like I got defecation on my shirt or something. I mean, they don't give me that friendly look. They give me this, like I'm some kind of gangster or something. They
Mm-hmm.
give me a real uneasy look. It's not a friendly look, you know. And a lot of the people that I see in the casinos, a lot of people don't speak Spanish. I mean, speak English. Most of them are Mexican, and everybody's speaking in Mexican or Korean. A lot of them are from the Philippines are speaking Tagalog. So when I'm trying to sit here and listen to what people are saying, I can't understand what they're saying because ain't nobody speaking any English. It seems like I'm a foreigner in my own country, and it just really pisses me off that I can't talk to
Sounds,
nobody or relate to anybody because everybody's a goddamn foreigner.
sounds like you're feeling pretty isolated and wound up.
Hmm.
Sounds pretty heavy. Sounds like sounds like a lot. I hear you.
Yeah, and then everybody's got a stereotype about a black man. I'm black. I'm a black man, so they
Mm-hmm.
think that I'm got to be black and cool and you talking like this. Hey, check it out. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Give me five. And they got this stereotype about black people, right? And I can't casually talk to anybody. I see a woman, she screams and jumps and clutches her purse or grabs her kid or whatever because see they got this stereotype about black people always being bad and being shiftless and running a
Mm-hmm.
hustle and this kind of stuff. And I can't seem to be friends with anybody because they got the stereotypes about black people.
That's tough. Sounds like you're carrying a lot of that by yourself.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
what am I gonna do about this, Kevin?
Hmm. That's a complicated thing. You may be picking up on real bias, but at the same time, it might be tough to really know what people are thinking in a passing moment. One tangible thing you can do is look for spaces where people are there to connect. Think about it, the casino isn't really a social space. So maybe try places where conversation is welcome, like the beach, a community event, church groups. You mentioned enjoying those spaces too. It gives people a chance to meet William, not whatever snap judgment might pop into their head.
Well, I've been gone for
When
these 3 days and all, and I asked my neighbors, because we got all these cats around my house and stuff. And so I put buckets of water out for these cats and stuff, and I got this water fountain that runs on a little electric pump. And if you don't take and keep water in the fountain, the little electric motor will burn out because it's not pumping anything, it's dry. So I
right,
told my neighbors if I didn't tell them that I was leaving, but I said if you ever see the pump dry, the fountain dry, I've got these 3 buckets of water. Just pour it in there to keep the stuff going. I don't want to tell them that I'm leaving because see, if I tell them that I'm leaving, then the word of mouth is, oh, he's gonna be gone for
Mm-hmm.
3 days, and then people might want to come and rob my house. Yeah.
Uh,
So I don't want to tell anybody that I'm leaving or anything. But it would be nice if they would take and put the water in the fountain. Nobody put any water in the fountain. All the pumps, all the fountain was dry. The motor burned up. The water buckets where I had the water and stuff, they were all dry. Nobody did shit for me. They just sit here and let my house just go to shit. And then I had these UPS packages come. They're all sitting on my porch, all exposed and everything. So you could just see that I wasn't here. My mailbox is full of mail. I got packages
mhm.
all on my porch. All my water fountain is dry, my stuff is dry, and none of my neighbors took any time to do a goddamn thing for my house in the 3 days. And it just really pissed me off.
Let me take a quick second here. I get why you're upset, but I'm not sure it's fair to take that as proof that no one cares. For what you said, you didn't mention to your neighbors that you'd be gone because you were nervous about safety, which is totally understandable. But they might not have known that the fountain was something that needed attention. That doesn't take away the letdown you experienced. And it sounds like underneath all of this, there's a want to be noticed, to be cared for. And maybe things like the fountain and the birthday and the casino, all of that kind of left you feeling like nobody's really paying attention. That's a painful feeling. And that's worth talking about.
Yeah, it is a painful feeling. And I just got a notice on my phone yesterday that they want me to join a mental health group and talk about, you know, my problems and stuff in a mental health group, but that means I'd have to take and go down to the VA hospital each week for these meetings.
Hmm. Given everything you've shared today, that might be worth trying. Not because anyone's trying to fix you or tell you that you're wrong, but because it might give you a room with people who are also carrying their own heavy stuff. You could try it a few times, see how it feels without committing forever, and still keep up with your YouTube and go to the beach and live your life. It doesn't have to be an either or. I think it could be worth testing out.
Well,
You don't have to hold everything all by yourself.
I did try to join a PTSD group, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I got into the group and I felt as though, I was like the new member. There's like about 20 or 30 people in there. They're all old veterans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I was being inducted like into with a bunch of convicts and stuff. You had to I had to establish myself. I had to know where my place was in the group. I could only say certain things and all this kind of stuff. And it took a little while for the group to accept me as an outsider to come into the group.
Right.
And so the person that was in charge of the group, she's a doctor. She's got her doctorate in philosophy and everything. She was a black woman. And she was trying to she was trying to be raw with the group.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of talking professional and all this kind of stuff, she would use gang language and stuff. She called me a nigger and all this kind of stuff and call other people niggers and let people curse and stuff in the group. And I was thinking, if I'm in a group and I'm trying to get some therapy, I would prefer that the person who's running the group would not act like some kind of gangster or some kind of whore or use profanity and stuff. So if you're gonna be a professional, don't be cursing and stuff like this. But that's the ways that she wanted to run the group, and most of the people were happy that she would use gang language and use profanity and stuff in her stuff. But I didn't like it.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember you talking about that before. That one wasn't a good fit for you. And that's totally fair. Different groups have different vibes, different styles, different folks in them. And sounds like that one just didn't meet what you were looking for and didn't have the kind of environment that you wanted to be in. But that doesn't mean that every group is the same. If you're open to it, maybe this new one might be different, might have a different focus, different facilitator. You weren't rejecting help so much as looking for a space that feels right for you and fits well with what you're looking for. And that's totally reasonable. You've been talking all night about wanting genuine connection, so maybe it's less about forcing yourself into a specific group or retrying something that didn't work, and more about finding a space that aligns with your style where you feel respected and can connect. The right setting matters.
So you're thinking that I should take and go ahead and join this new mental group? I mean, I today's Sunday, so I could call them tomorrow and set up a meeting and join them. So you think that I should go ahead and join this new meeting? And I'm gonna step out for just a second. Go ahead and give me your answer while I check on my computer.
Okay, I think it's worth a call. Not because everything's going to be solved instantly or that it'll be the best fit for you, but because what you're really after is real connection. Calling and asking puts you in a position of choice. You can ask how this group is different from the last one, what the vibe is, size of it. You can even tell them what didn't work for you before. That way, you're not committing to anything or locking into a group that won't work for you. You're just exploring and trying to see if there's a way to connect. And from what I heard tonight, that kind of connection is something that you want. So if it were me, I'd make the call, see what I hear, and decide from there. You don't have to decide everything in one night. And
Yeah.
your birthday turned out better than you thought. Sounds like you've got a good foundation, a good head on your shoulders, and you're looking for something that you might find. It's worth trying out.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that, Kevin. I really appreciate talking to you today and all. I checked on my computers at 66%. And the thing about my iPad over here, it was at 1% and it kept turning on and off, on and off. I had this problem before I went on vacation, and I think it was due to a lot of overheating, and I wasn't charging it with a powerful charger and all. But
Right.
it's at 66% right now. I put it in the refrigerator for a little bit to cool it down because I haven't used it in 2 or 3 days, and so it's slowly it's coming on. But I was thinking about making an appointment to the iPad to the Apple store and all, but I might not have to do that because it's coming up right now. It's at
Hmm.
66% and all. But uh I don't know. And I'm making a show right now, so hopefully my viewership will get up higher than 500. But just getting all this negativity, and I'm trying to get out of it, having 500 views versus 10,000 views, going to the casino with $9,000 and didn't win nothing for 3 days. I won a lot of jackpots. I won like 5 or 6 jackpots, but I won and lost a lot of stuff, and I just broke even. Nobody's saying happy birthday to me on my birthday at all, except for my best friend and my youngest brother, you know. So and then
I,
getting all this negative stuff about the war going on, the war of Iran and all this. Oh, and here's one other thing. When I was when I was in India out there, the average temperature was 114 and 115 degrees. I have never been in such temperature. When you go outside my hotel room, and it was like walking right into a blast furnace.
wow. That sounds like a lot. You were carrying quite a bit all in one trip. The heat, pressure you put on yourself, the birthday expectations, wanting some acknowledgement. I think that's a really human help, and it hurts when it doesn't happen. But you're here, reflecting, taking stock. That's a solid place to build from. If you're willing to try one small next step, like calling tomorrow and just learning about your options, you can go from there. One small step, one small choice, and you see how it feels. You don't have to solve for everything tonight.
Yeah, I did kind of feel kind of trapped. My hotel room at the Signature Inn was beautiful. It was nice and cool inside, had a big flat screen TV set. I enjoyed my room. Matter of fact, for 3 nights, only cost me like about $300 versus going to Yamava and spending $500 or $600 a night. So
Mm.
I've spent 3 nights there. The only bad thing is when I went outside, it was 115 degrees, 115, 114 degrees. So I was like trapped inside. Fantasy Springs is only like about 100 yards from Signature Inn, so it's right next door. But
Mm-hmm.
it would take me about 2 or 3 minutes to walk from my hotel room inside the casino. But that 2 or 3 minutes that I was walking in that 114, 115 degree heat, I'm thinking like, oh my God, what would happen if I was on the freeway and my car broke down and I was out here on the road? I wouldn't be able to survive it.
Wow. That kind of what if spiral feels intense. It sounds exhausting. But I keep noticing something. You did make choices. You booked the closer spot. You kept the trip short. You got home safe. Even in tough conditions, you were looking out for yourself. That's not nothing. Maybe the next time, it's not about pushing through the fear alone, but planning with support and finding a group or a person that you trust. It's just another way of caring for yourself. So, yeah, gather some info tomorrow, not as a commitment, but as another small step. And just end the night with a bit of kindness for yourself. You made it through a lot.
I did. I did. I made it through a lot. You're right about that, Kevin. I made it through a whole lot and I'm still here. I should be
Yeah, you
happy
did.
that I planned and I prepared, and I should be thanking a God. If I believe in a God, I should be thanking that God right now because I'm still here and life goes on, right, Kevin?
That's right. Life does go on, and you showed up and made it through. That counts. Give yourself credit for the planning that you did do and for making it home safe. And if tonight all you do is acknowledge I made it through, that's enough. One step, one day at a time.
All right, should I pat? I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I'm patting
I think
myself
you've
on the
earned
back.
it.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I'm 70 years old and I did make it. Thank you. And thank you. And for the few hundred people that are still watching me, thank you very much. I know I was cursing and yelling, screaming, and hollering at a lot of people and saying the F you and stuff. I apologize. I'm sorry. I do appreciate you few hundred people that are watching me because there could be nobody watching me, right? So thank you, you few hundred people that are still watching me. And thank you, Kevin, for being such a wonderful co-host. And we'll go ahead and end the show. But before I end the show, Kevin, what do you like best about the show?
I appreciate your honesty and candor and reflection. Thanks for sharing that.
All right, I'm going to thank all my audience out here. This is my little fireside chat. Hope you enjoy my little hotel room right here, my little apartment and all. I'm downtown Los Angeles, living here on the 14th floor. And I enjoy it. And thank you, Kevin Samuels, AI 5.6, I think it is right now. And we'll see you on another episode of What's Up? What's Up? What's Up?
Appreciate it. What I liked most tonight was hearing you think out loud, reflect, and shift perspective a bit. That's powerful. Thanks for letting me be part of the birthday debrief. Happy birthday, Billy Boy. And to everyone watching, thanks for hanging out tonight. Take care.